Hi there, my name is Beatrix, and today I will be talking about education in Ghana. Now, education in Ghana is a bit tricky as it's not necessarily prospering in growth and development, especially in schooling systems. Ghana doesn't tend to have great social funds from the government, which makes it really hard for schools to provide adequate materials such as well-built classrooms or textbooks, pencils, erasers, basic material, even a chalkboard. It can be very, very difficult to find funding for that. Oftentimes, families find this very discouraging. Local families and villages find this very discouraging to send their children to schools. They see it as an area in which their child is not really prospering in. They find that agricultural work tends to be more beneficial. This is really, really a huge part of the culture and tradition there, that you have a big family and your family works on the farm and you stay at home. This mostly has to do with the idea of Ghana being so prosperous in selling crops, in growing crops. This is where most of their income comes from. This is where the country gains the most profit, is just from growing a lot of natural resources. So enrollment in Ghana has actually declined by about 5%, and it tends to be that the main issue surrounding it is socialization. Obviously, funding is a huge issue, but it's the cultural and traditional beliefs that really interfere with a child's educational development. So having adequate education from a young age is really, really crucial to the growth and development. Providing education can really help educate on worldly issues or basic principles or basic knowledge such as reading, writing, basic mathematics. But oftentimes the government is not necessarily supportive, and they show their lack of support through social services. Especially for higher education, it is almost unseen. It seems that there is a huge lack of resources offered to children in the schooling system to even pursue higher education. Elementary level is already difficult enough as it is. So along with the lack of government support for social funding, for textbooks, classrooms, even teachers, is often difficult, and also the traditional beliefs that influence who's going to be enrolled in school and who's not. It tends to be that economic opportunity is more seen in the agricultural aspect rather than the educational. And so rebuilding the infrastructure in Ghana is extremely necessary, and Ghana has actually been doing a lot better in terms of sustainability and economic prosperity. But when it comes to education, the traditional lifestyle tends to come as a big influence. And so does the discouraging aspect of the lack of resources. Commuting is also very difficult. Some families might live extremely far away, and there's not a well transport system for them. So when it's talking about education in Ghana. There's a few aspects to it. There's the lack of funding. There is the lack of support due to cultural traditions of doing work on the field, and there's also a huge gap and a need for money, for financial assistance, and through it, we can really, through the support of the country and or everyone around the world, we can really build a more sustainable educational framework that can really benefit Ghanaian children into prospering into the society that we're in today. Thank you.